Okay, there are a few words that I don't want to be said in this office because I don't want a negative spin to be put on anything. And I really want customer service to be the number one priority here. So I don't want words like no, I can't, I'm sorry, it's policy, those types of things to be said. So, for example, I'd rather, if you're telling a patient no, um, that's not possible to be able to be scheduled. That just sounds very negative, and I'd rather um, you tell them, let me see what I can do, and figure out a good resolution for that particular request. Also saying I can't. Um, you always can in life, at this job, anywhere, that any situation you come across. I believe that you always can. You can always find a way to get something done. It might not be perfect. It might not be exactly what outcome you anticipated. However, I always want you to try. So I want that patient to know that, so if something needs to be changed or moved or you need to discuss it with someone in the back, that's perfectly fine. Just we'll address it when that comes up. I'm sorry is another one. And that, of course, if you, a lot of times you feel like you have to apologize. So if a patient isn't getting the exact outcome that they want, I think a lot of people's first inclination is to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me fix this." Da da da. And I feel like at that point you're almost admitting that you have done something wrong, and in a lot of cases, when this comes up, you haven't. So I want you to kind of get that out of your head, and instead, I want you to put more of a positive spin on it. Another big one is, it's our policy that blah, blah, blah. So I don't want you to pull the policy card with any of our patients. I think a big one that comes up is the one with the 24-hour cancellation, and then we charge a $10 fee if they're not notifying us within 24 hours. And if, the patient gets angry that they have to pay $10, I don't want you to come out and say, "Oh, well, it's our policy that we do this." A better way to address that with the patient is to say, we had you in the schedule for 2 o'clock yesterday and you didn't show up, and we have a lot of patients here that are really eager to get better and they couldn't get into the schedule because it was full. So, by you notifying us sooner would be very beneficial to those other patients. And that's kind of why we request that everyone gives us 24-hour cancellation notice, and just explain more about why we have certain policies instead of saying, "Oh, that's the policy," because people do not like to hear that. I can tell you myself, that just makes you feel like too structured and just negative connotation.